Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's just the way it is.
Good morning. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Blackbook Half an Hour. Another great Monday, and I get a chance to my brothers and sisters out here in KCEP land. We've got the Blackbook crew here. We got Teresa Butts, who will be here in a second. We have Richard Harvey. How you doing, Richard?
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Yeah, good morning. And we have a special guest, a very good friend of mine, Miss Ava Burns. She is with The Write-Up, an urban newspaper that reaches both the Las Vegas area and the Phoenix area. So, welcome, Ava. Glad to have you here.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with just a little bit of housekeeping. Then we're going to talk. We're going to give Ava just a minute to tell us a little bit about herself, and then we're going to go into a conversation about the miseducation of Black America. And folks, for the last 15 to 20 minutes, we want you to call in and set the direction of our discussion. The phone number is 702-647-3688. Let me say that again. 702-647-3688. We want to talk about the miseducation of Black America. A couple quick housekeeping things. I'd like to thank our sponsor from last week. She is attorney Crystal Eller. She is running for Las Vegas Municipal Court Department 5. For those of you who have not voted, please vote. Whatever you decide to, whoever you decide to, we need to vote in every election, and we need to know who is running and what their agenda. Because without agenda, we have no Black power. The second thing, I want to remind you all, there's some very interesting things coming in with this new regime here in the White House. One of the things is an attempt to end public radio. Well, guess what? KCEP is part of public radio, and they are going to be having their annual drive, and I challenge everybody to dig deep and be part of this drive. Let's support the radio station that's been here for over 40 years, who's been with us when no other radio show has been with us, who gives us the opportunities to do what we're doing today, and that's speak to and educate our community. They are really the people's station, so now it's time for us to step up and support KCEP Power 88 during their annual drive. The last and final thing I want to remind you is Black Friday is coming. This Friday, March 24th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Pearson Center. We're looking to have over 50 Black businesses, and we're looking to have hundreds of Black consumers coming in to support our Black businesses. So there we have it. That's our housekeeping. And I'm going to start off first before we talk about this whole concept of the miseducation of Black America. Ava, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
All right, Brian, it's my pleasure. Well, as you said, I'm here with the Write-Up, the #1 urban news source. Basically, the Write-Up is celebrating its 13th year in business. We were founded in 2004. Actually, I am a graduate of the Walter Cronkite School. And when I actually graduated, there was nothing out there that, in terms of our people, news to give us a voice. So I went hiking one day, hiked to the top of South Mountain, boom, came up with the Write-Up and said I'm going to do it myself. And no loans, no nothing. I sold one of my homes. Next thing you know, I invested everything in it. And here we are today, 13 years later. Now the Write-Up, although it is based out of Phoenix and then it's in Las Vegas as far as distribution, the Write-Up is actually mailed out to probably over 5,000 homes in the Atlanta market, another 4,000 in the Chicago market, and of course St. Louis probably about another 3,500. People get it. They may come somewhere and pick up the newspaper, and they want to get a subscription because they like what kind of news it has. So again, I'm happy to be here with Brian. And we definitely have connected because Black business, as he says, equals Black power. If we're not spending dollars in our community, where are we spending it? we have to build our communities.
Great. So thank you. First of all, thank you very much. As I said, Ava I met a couple years ago. I shot her an email because I saw what she was doing. I liked what she was doing. And I just sent out an email and say, hey, I'm with the Black Book. Can we partner? And we've been friends ever since. That's the importance of networking. Now, I sent out a Facebook earlier, and I asked people either hit me up on Facebook or call 702-647-3688. We're going to open the lines in about 5 minutes or less because we really want to have this to be a conversation with the folks out here about the miseducation of Black America. Now, I posted up 10 items to kind of get the ball rolling, and I'm going to go through them for the next 5 minutes, and I ask you to call in and give your opinions about these discussions. If not, we'll just continue and talk about the things we think are important, but we want to have interaction, and I challenge you to call in. Number one, other people's businesses are better than ours. For some reason, we've been led to believe that the ice is colder, we think the businesses are better, and so therefore we tend to gravitate to those national brands, but they advertise to us, and we spend our money with them while our businesses starve. The fact is 80% of Black businesses fail, and a lot of reasons they fail is because we as African Americans don't support our Black businesses and don't create a strong economic bond, which basically has many ills that we have not been able to connect the dots on, which we're going to talk about a little bit here. Number two, Black businesses, unfortunately, don't see the need to market to the Black community. We're more worried about being number one on the Google list instead of understanding where we have people like the Write-Up who reaches our target market. We have the Blackbook, we have Power 88, KCEP, but yet we're reluctant for sometimes to market specifically to our target market. Now, money is green, but the truth of the matter is you have a launch pad to that green, and usually it starts with people who look like us. But for some reason, we are very reluctant to market to us. Okay, number three, we think we can get a better deal with other people. It's funny, when we go to buy the big ticket items, when we're looking for a real estate agent, when we're looking to buy a house, a big ticket item, we're looking to buy a car. For some reason, we believe that person who doesn't look like us is going to give us a better deal. And 99% of the time, we didn't get a better deal. We just left thinking we got a better deal. So that's another one of those miseducations, is the belief that other people have our back in front of us. Number four, we're reluctant to partner with each other. How many of us have heard our friend, oh, don't do business with your friends. Don't do business with your families. Well, guess what? Who else are we going to do business with? Unfortunately, we find people who don't look like us, and we do business with them, and we're excited about doing business with them. But when it's ours, we don't. We can lose $100 with the other folks, and we'll do business with them again. We'll lose $10 with our family, and we'll turn around and we'll hate them forever. Misconception number 5. Successful Black businesses have few Black people working for them. And unfortunately, that is a case that is a problem. We're so busy wanting to not be a Black business that we hire people who don't look like us, kind of hiding in plain sight. So unfortunately, even when we're successful, we should be creating more job opportunities. Sometimes that doesn't happen because we're uncomfortable and we don't want the other people to realize this is a Black business. So again, we're kind of going through, that's kind of number 5. And I'm asking you all again, let me know what you think. Call in 702-647-3688 if you got an opinion, or there's something else you want to talk about the miseducation of Black folks. Number 6, and once I get through here, I'm going to ask this group to give me their opinion and get it started, okay? Number 6, why can't we create a Black Wall Street? Guys, we have Chinatown, we have Koreantown, we have Jewtown, we have all these other races that understand that they can market and survive by creating their own Wall Streets. As a matter of fact, They took the Black Wall Street market to the level and took it to theirs. But unfortunately, we talk about it, but we've been unsuccessful to create that Black Wall Street. Number 7, why do we agree that we should support black businesses and then go straight off to Walmart and spend our money? We've got we got places in the discount mall that are black owned that have beautiful clothing. We have Pastor Carol on Owen Street who has beautiful clothing, yet we don't even go in and shop them. Their prices are competitive. But for us, unless it's super cheap, unless you cut your prices, we don't even give them the opportunity to win our business. So we need to ask ourselves, why do we say, yes, we support black economics? Yes, we support doing business with each other, but we don't go out of our way to walk the talk. And that's a knife that cuts both ways, because I will tell you, I personally had to make it a decision to spend a certain amount of my dollars in the black community. And if you don't make a decision and go out of the way to do it, then it will never happen. Self-hate. That's a tough one. A lot of times we don't realize that some of the problems that are plaguing us is because we initially have been taught to self-hate, to not like, we'll give ourselves the pass, but everybody else we got a problem with. We got a problem with what they do, how they do, what they look. So that's another one of those miseducation issues that we've got to address if we're going to be successful. Number 9, we got a Walmart mentality. We basically want people to do business with us, but a lot of times we go and do business with the cheapest place we can find. We have a business, and yet we go get all of our cards from the internet. We get our insurance from the internet. We go to the internet to get the cheapest thing we can. So how are we recycling dollars if we're only sending dollars to somebody else, but we never recycle them back to other people? Sometimes spending a little extra money can create a lot more opportunities in your business. If I'm a person who has a food place and my insurance guy is here, he's going to send people to me. Geico is not. So we got to stop. We got to get rid of that Walmart mentality or that one-way street where we want people to do business with us, but we're not going on our way to do business with people who look like us. And number 10, there's not a lot of black businesses. Well, folks, it's a tough job, but there are a lot of black businesses out here. But we tend not to go out and find them. We have people in finance. We have people who own restaurants. We have insurance people. We have a bouncy world. We have people who sell furniture. There are a lot of black businesses here, but you have to make the decision to go out and find them, support them, and let them know why you are supporting them. So that's my list of 10. I'm going to now ask my friends and family here to give me your opinion on what you think about either those 10 or you have some other issues that you want to throw out, and we're going to ask the listeners and we ask the people on Facebook Live, hit us up. What do you think about the miseducation of black America?
I'd like to begin, Brian, and the 10 was a very good synopsis of the miseducation of black America. The thing I'd like to focus on is advertising. And like you said earlier, what's going on with the administration, the PBS, we may be losing, there's a chance that we could lose KCEP. But one of the things that I know, and I prepare taxes, and I'm here in the community, GPS taxes at 1351 West Owens. Being a native to Las Vegas, one thing that you spoke about and it struck me was Spring Mountain Road. When we drive down there, we see how beautiful that could work. We see Chinatown, we see Koreatown, and it works. And as a kid, I remember being born and raised there, and we'd go down there, and we wanted to get some Asian flavor. We'll go down there, we'll tap into that culture. We have the same thing here. We have culture, we have arts, we have everything to offer to humanity. But one thing, just to get back and get to advertising, why should we advertise? H&R Block advertise, that's how they reach their customers. We want to reach our customer, we have to advertise. And one thing, as just a tax preparer, if you're a small business or sole proprietor, you can write those expenses off. So you're going to get twofold from that. You're going to get it from advertising and reaching your target market and also getting a tax deduction for it. I don't have the tax table to really break down that. I can be reached at 702-875-6293 to answer any of those questions if you're a LLC or a sole proprietor, how to take those tax deductions. First is I throw a couple and then I pass it over to someone else on the team. Cleaning, maintenance, utilities, fires, advertising. You can write that off if you're a business owner. So you're going to get it twice. So do it. It's worth it.
And I will tell you something. Richard does taxes. He is excellent. Instead of going to H&R Block or go somewhere else, we need to support the small businesses like this. And
Yeah, I would definitely like to talk about supporting small businesses, local businesses, and most importantly, black businesses. Basically, I think what we need in our community, not only if blacks are supporting blacks, we need a lot of the celebrities, a lot of the people that are out there that have a lot of the attention to start promoting that same thing. Like, look what happened in Houston, Atlanta, when the celebrities came out, Usher and Big Mike and all those people came out and start putting money and said, put your money in the black banks. Did you see the rise in that? I mean, the numbers show it all. I mean, it increased about 85%. They put millions of dollars into the black-owned banks. So if we get the celebrities to go ahead and start focusing on their communities, even though if they just focus on the very community that they're from. I know Floyd Mayweather does a lot out here, right?
Yes.
And I'm probably, I know in Phoenix we got people that support the community, a lot of the Cardinals and whatnot. But if the celebrities get on board and start pushing it because they already have a voice, they have a huge social media following, it would catch on and people say, hey, you know what, they're doing it. Why do you think they use a majority of black athletes and celebrities to promote products such as what, Gatorade, Nike? If it weren't for Nike, I mean for blacks, Nike, nobody would even be wearing Nike. All of our people are the main people that are promoting products. So if our people say, you know what, let's support a black product, let's support a black business, people would catch on like, oh, they're doing it. Because for some reason, our mentality, we look up to people. And it's simple as that. Like, think of, if you can't even really name one white celebrity that you, right off the bat, somebody name a white celebrity that advertises a product. Nothing comes to mind. It's all our athletes. Am I right? Name somebody.
That advertise, I could, Peyton Manning.
Well, I'm just saying, you just said because he's a football, but he's not even that. Yeah, but I'm saying it's not like, if I say name somebody black, you can go on and on and on. So I think if we do some kind of promotion to, to the celebrities, maybe have a meeting and say, hey, why don't you guys help the community? And they could definitely make a change. Just look what they did. But like I said, prime example of in blacks putting money in banks.
Yeah. Well, Teresa?
And I agree. I think we're all hitting on that advertising is so important. And I like that you give 3 avenues. You have the Blackbook. You have Write Up. And it's good to see you here. I've been seeing your paper for a while, so it's good to see you here in Vegas. And we have KCP, one of the leading radio stations out here. If you don't do some type of advertising, you're a small business, nobody's going to know about you. And I think that's where we as blacks fail. We fail to advertise to let people know that they're out there. I moved here to Las Vegas. I didn't know where a lot of places were. I found things by accident, and then I met Brian 3 years ago, and I found out where a lot of different things was. But if we don't advertise, nobody's going to know you're there. Exactly. And I think that's why a lot of businesses, we're seeing all these small businesses close. So.
Yeah. And I believe advertising is a big part of it, but I believe also we have not connected the dots. And when I say we haven't connected the dots, we have a lot of people out here, and I commend them. They're trying to help the youth. They're trying to break the prison, the school to prison pipeline. They're trying to help the unemployed.
Families out there that can't feed their kids, clothe their kids.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But we haven't connected the dots. If we don't have a strong economy, we're asking for somebody else still to save us.
And to take care of our children.
And to take care of our children. Because the truth of the matter is, and this is something that we as African Americans have to realize, we have survived in the past because we have leaned on each other. We had difficult times, but we've always been able to come together and we've been able to survive. But unfortunately now we've kind of been miseducated to believe that all of that is past and it doesn't matter. It does matter who owns the clothing store. It does matter who who owns the grocery store. It does matter who owns what's in the community that you live in. Because if we don't own anything, it's like this. Historically, if a person doesn't look like me, this is what they do. They're going to hire their family first. They're going to hire people that they're comfortable, and there's not going to be a lot of us that look like them around them. They're going to take care of their people, and we end up getting the crumbs. You know, the politicians don't have jobs in their back pocket. Even as we've done things, as you've seen the revitalization of the West Side, very little of the work has come to people who look like us, because the people who own the businesses don't look like us. So therefore, they're not hiring us. And you're seeing the beautification of the West Side, but you don't see the inclusion of people who look like us. And it goes back to black economics. Are we going to go out of our way to buy black and be proud of being black and buying black? Are we going to go down, instead of going down the street, are we going to go across the city to find a black dentist, to find a black doctor, but also to hold them accountable if we look in and see very few of us are working in the place that they control?
And I think a lot of people also look at black business might charge a little more, but you got to remember that a lot of black business has a higher overhead, and they don't have the capital that banks give a lot of white businesses. So when people are going into business, they're going in with their own money most of the time. They don't get the banks to fund them the loans. And so in order to be able to afford to keep their business going, they have to have a little higher overhead, which is essential to being able to survive as a black business.
That's true, because without the money to start a business, that's it. If you don't have startup funds, how do we start a business? And then when you get in the business, you have the lease, the mortgage, you have all that stuff, the product.
Okay, we're gonna hold that thought, because we have somebody on the line, and we definitely want to hear some opinions from people calling in. Go ahead.
Franklin.
Hey, Franklin.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing great.
I appreciate the dialogue. I'm sorry getting into the end, but what I would highlight to you is we are living what Dr. Carter G. Woodson talked about in terms of the miseducation of Negro. This is the fruition of the book. He said that we were being indoctrinated against our own cultural advantages. And he warned us about this in 1933 when there was segregation and there was black businesses to participate in.
You're correct.
The diagram has to be changed now, and there's several economists, maybe Adrian Malveaux, and I also believe Skip Gates and some other folks are saying that the education is already gone. But the way we can factor in black business is, even though we may not own the business, if you buy your car from the black agent who works at the representative organization of that, this is not a black guy.
Correct.
But the black guy is going to get a check for a commission.
100%.
If you do the same things when you go into those kind of businesses where we are not the owner, but you show that by using the black people they have on the floor to do their business in terms of the service nature of it, it draws black people in. Yeah. That is the way that black business can be conducted now, because most of the businesses are monopolies. We can't get into. It's hard to compete against a Walmart, but yet you can still go in those other stores because of the price point you're talking about. So the way now miseducation of the Negro has indoctrinated us not even to want to participate by buying a car or seeing the doctor who is black or the nurse who works in the white doctor's office, because you're sustaining and supporting them. Because you've gone to that business and you make it known to the proprietor, I came here because of this person who looks like me, who serviced me.
You're exactly right.
Of 1933, and us being able to go to black businesses because we didn't learn then, or the generations preceding us hadn't learned, we are suffering from that indoctrination still. So perhaps the way now is to do black businesses, to find a face that looks like yours within the organizational structure they provide.
Amen.
And make sure that they know the reason you shopped here, or you got your car washed here, or whatever it is, where you saw that black face, that's the black face I wanted to see. That's what brought me in here. And that's what happens in other cultures that you see, even when it's Asians who work in the white stores, the Asians go to them.
Exactly.
When I walk into the suit store, even when I go to, whatever place it is, I ask them at Barney's, where's the black dude?
Yep.
If there's no black dude, I turn around and I walk out.
And we have to realize that.
We need to do that.
And we have to realize that is not racist. We've been led to believe that what we do, which is survivalist, is racist. We've been told and miseducated to believe things that actually hurt ourselves as a community. Because the truth of the matter is, there are people who are making a lot of money. There are people who are vastly doing well because of the miseducation who look like us. But the bulk of us are not.
Read it.
Huh?
You know, they haven't read the book.
Yeah.
And they try to change the format. Like I said, every Lexus I bought it from a black dude. And I went into the Mercedes place. Dude wasn't there. I said, yo, where's the black guy? He said, oh, Henry? Oh, Henry's off today. Oh, I'm gone. Because Henry's not there today.
And
I go down to the Lexus place, and I see my man Robert. Plus, I'm giving him a plug. Yo, he hooks me up.
Yeah.
Or at least the perception is that he's hooking me up. But if nothing else, I've gotten him a commission, which is recycling black dollars and making his place in that place recognizable. Appreciate what y'all do. Have a great day.
Thank you, man.
Read
I always
the
appreciate it.
Miseducation of the Negro.
Okay.
Most of us have not read it, even though it was written back then. It's historically what we're living in the now. We've been indoctrinated and not educated, so we're culturally stressed.
Okay.
Peace.
Thank you.
Real quick, I would like to say what I'm doing is a group of black people that have, made a little money. We have an investment group. And what we do is we take all of our money and help other businesses. It's like a Shark Tank. Yeah. And that's what we're doing in Arizona. I want to get with you and try to do it out here. Mm-hmm. And so far we have like $30,000, but they bring their idea and we invest it.
Outstanding. We definitely want to do that. We've talked about it. Now here's from Facebook. It says, I would hope that no one take offense, but I have been trying to network with other black-owned businesses, but my obstacles have been they have not been properly set up, established as a business. Let me see. It says see more. Okay, well, and in response to that, we've got about 1 minute, and I want to thank everybody because this is a dialogue that we need to continue. You can't do this all in a half an hour. My challenge is to work with me. We're going to try to the Blackbook and Friends have put together a financial literacy group. We invite you to come in for a free analysis, business or personal, because we do have to get those acts in order, and we want to work with people like you, Miss McDonald, to say how can we help these groups become more business-like. We're going to have some summits. This is not the end; it's the beginning. We're going to have black business networking at the Eclipse Theater on the 28th. It's Tuesday the 28th from 6 to 9. We want to have over 100 black businesses to come out.
200.
Yeah, come out and let's get to know each other and let's do business with each other. So first I want you to come on the 24th to Really Black Friday, and let's support our brothers and sisters who are struggling out there to try to make things meet. And then let's come out to our network and figure out how we can grow and become stronger as a black business. So download the Black Book. www.theblackbook directory, over 400 businesses in Vegas alone. You have no excuse, none, not to use black businesses for at least 20% of your revenue. I challenge those out there. Like you say, the car, people who are independent sales reps, you sell cars, you do mortgage, you do retail. If you're not advertising in the black community, don't complain about not getting black dollars. If you're not spending your money in the black community, don't complain about not being supported by black folks. If you come and tell me most of my dollars come from folks who don't look like me, that's an opportunity to increase your revenue by going after the people who look like you, not a justification to ignore them. We must be black and proud. We must support our businesses. It will determine whether our kids are second-class citizens or first-class citizens in the future. I thank my Black Book crew. Ava, I thank you for taking the time to drive here from Phoenix and talk with us on the Black Book Hour. Peace.
That's definitely a part.